Yeah, I mean, it's really been a joy to coach Kei Nishikori. We've been working since the off season in 2013. 2014 was a great year, and certainly to see Kei get as high as number 4 in the world, and hopefully he's not done with his career even now. But it's been a joy to work with somebody who is so gifted and so talented. For any coach, it's really a coach's dream to be able to work with somebody with that ability and that kind of talent. So in 2014, which was the first year that Kei and I were working together, we had just finished the summer training block, leading up to the summer tournaments and then leading up to the U.S. Open in 2014. Kei we finished the training block, and for some reason he was starting to experience a little bit of pain actually on the bottom of his foot, and we ended up finding out that he had a cyst underneath his foot. Obviously, he needed to surgically remove it, and I remember that when he was at my house, he was having this pain, and I said to him, I said, "Well, do you mind if I pray for you?" And Kei said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So I prayed for Kei, and obviously I didn't know at the time what it was, but I prayed for God's healing hand to be upon him, and that he would get through this so he can go out and still go out there and play great tennis. He had the cyst removed, and he couldn't play any of the tournaments leading up to the U.S. Open because he had to wait for his foot to heal. And it was interesting because he had called me probably about 10 days prior to the U.S. Open starting, and he goes, my foot's still bothering me. I'm not able to practice. And I said, okay, that's okay. No, don't worry about it. I said, it's all going to be taken care of. It just takes a little bit more time. And he goes, well, I think I should probably pull out of the U.S. Open now because I'm not going to be ready. I said, Kei, I don't actually agree with that. I said, we've done all of the training already. Yeah, you haven't played in a couple of weeks here, but the doctor says you're going to be all healed within probably about a month's time. So that if the doctor's right on his timing, you will be healed and you're not going to have this pain probably by the middle of the first week of the U.S. Open. I said, you know what? I think you should really wait until, basically, if you can't play, wait till the morning of your first match before pulling out of the U.S. Open. He goes, I don't know. I said, Kei, you're not. I got to the point where it's like, Kei, you're not pulling out of the U.S. Open. You're not, because it's not an injury. Every day is going to get better. I said, you got to just trust me on this. I was like, all right, fine. So I'll wait. We get to the U.S. Open. He's doing a little bit of light practice. His foot's still bothering him. And I said, Kei, you know what? If we can get past this first and second match, and by that time your foot feels great, who knows what's going to happen. So he gets out there, plays his first round match. He plays great, has a very comfortable first round match. I heard no complaints about the foot after. He comes out, he plays a great second round match. And I said, how's that foot feeling? And he goes, I don't feel the foot anymore. He goes, I don't feel the foot anymore. And he subsequently went on to have an unbelievable run, beating Raonic in the round of 16 in 5 sets, beating Wawrinka in the quarters in 5 sets, beating Novak Djokovic in the semis, and then unfortunately losing in the finals of the U.S. Open. But had we not taken that attitude and that mentality, I like to say that God was looking out for him and helping him to get better so he could play his 100% at the U.S. Open. But it's interesting how God gives us opportunities to encourage one another, whether that be by a word, whether that be by a prayer. You never underestimate the power of prayer. And certainly there have been other times that I've prayed for Kei, and I think I think he'll always remember that. In the world of professional sports, there's a lot of pressure coming from all different aspects, whether it's from fans, whether it's coming from press, whether it's coming from expectations, sponsors, maybe pressure you put on yourself. I would have to say that in certain aspects, to be a professional sports athlete as a believer, if you have the proper perspective, is actually probably one of the more easier things. And the reason why I say that is because I think most athletes think about what everyone else is thinking about them. As a Christian athlete, the only person you have to think about pleasing is God. In reality, all it is you have an audience of one. And if you think about it, God is the easiest to please out of everybody, because all he does is he wants you to try your best. I'm Michael Chang, and I play for him.